Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. If you don't know me, my name is Dr. Jason Skemitz. I'm with Dr. J's Weight Loss. I have developed a program here to help people, but one of the things I want to talk to you about today, as we're coming to the end of this month, it's Heart Health Awareness Month, and I wanted to discuss a few things with you about that and how that relates to diet, nutrition, and weight loss. I want to point out that many of our programs or many of the issues related with heart disease don't actually correlate with being obese or overweight. It can affect anybody at any time, at any age, all the way up through. So whether you're thin or whether you're heavy, it doesn't make a difference. So what we want to do is really discuss a few things with you first, and then we'll get into what we can do to help you change those things and kind of get you back into where you need to be going forward and moving ahead with your health and with your goals in your health. I want to go over a few statistics just to kind of show you that, the American Heart Association did some research, and this is from last year even, and it's kind of scary when you look at these numbers. As an underlying cause, heart disease accounts for 801,000 deaths per year. I mean, that's a pretty amazing number. 1 in 3 deaths in the U.S. is due to heart disease. About 2,200 Americans die of cardiovascular disease each day, an average of 1 death every 40 seconds. Cardiovascular disease claims more lives each year than all forms of cancer and chronic respiratory diseases combined. So that's an amazing number that we're looking at here, and it just seems to keep growing and growing. About 92.1 million American adults are living with some form of cardiovascular disease or the after effects of a stroke. Direct and indirect cost of cardiovascular disease and stroke are estimated to total more than 316 billion. That's a B, billion. That includes both health expenditures and lost productivity. Nearly half of all non-Hispanic black adults have some form of cardiovascular disease. That's just an astounding number there alone. 47.7% of females and 46% of males, have some form of cardiovascular disease. Coronary heart disease is a leading cause, 45% of deaths attributed to cardiovascular disease in the U.S., followed by stroke, heart failure, high blood pressure, diseases of the artery, and other cardiovascular disease. And then we get down to heart disease. Here, it remains to be the #1 cause of death in the U.S. And that's pretty amazing with our technological advances in this country and all the things that we do here. That's still the #1 cause of death in this country. Coronary heart disease accounts for 1 in 7 deaths in the U.S., killing over 360,000 people a year. About 790,000 people in the U.S. have heart attacks each year. Of those, about 114,000 will die. The estimated annual incidence of heart attacks in the U.S. is 580,000 new heart attacks and 210,000 reoccurring heart attacks. If you didn't learn your lesson the first time, it's going to come back and bite you again later on. So that's what we want to do. And most of those people that had the first heart attack go by some medical guidelines on how to eat, what drugs to take, what things to do to prevent it from happening again, but yet they still have it happen again. So that's what we want to step in and prevent those kind of things from happening. And then we get down to the average first heart attack at age is 65.3 in males and 71.8 in females. So that's the average age for the heart attack that we see. Approximately every 40 seconds, an American will have a heart attack. That is scary in itself. So we want to cut those numbers down. What are some of the risk factors? That's the big key right here. So what we look at definitely is the diabetics. Diabetics have a higher risk factor as far as having heart disease, overweight and obesity. But remember, I said that you don't have to be overweight and obese to have a risk factor. There's still those factors involved in there, but this is going to increase your chances of having one. Poor diet and nutrition, physical inactivity, and excessive alcohol use. When I look at all these, and I look it over, and I've been reading and studying through this stuff, the thing that stands out the most to me is definitely going to be the poor diet and nutrition, because that one risk factor correlates with all the rest of the risk factors involved. So, if you have a poor diet and nutrition, what we're looking at, then is it's going to lead to some of these other problems, such as potentially being overweight or being obese, being a diabetic, lack of physical activity, excessive alcohol use. All those things can correlate to the poor diet nutrition. Excessive alcohol use is going to be kind of bunched in some ways with the poor diet nutrition, because that's not a healthy diet, of course. So we want to look at those kind of things. When we talk about poor diet nutrition, one of the things I always like to talk about, everybody thinks it's about, whether they eat bad or whether they eat good, and those things they're important, but sometimes what you think is good can still be bad for your body, and that's what we want to express, is that there's things that we need to address that go deeper than, whether you eat a light pancake or a regular pancake, and those light foods or diet sodas or these kind of things. There's a lot of confusion on what's healthy, what's not healthy. What we need to address, though, is to kind of get in deeper to that, because some foods that we eat, although they may be healthy or what they're considered to be healthy, could be causing inflammatory responses within your body. And chronic inflammation is exactly what leads to disease, leads to a lot of autoimmune disorders as well, such as diabetes, and then can lead further into very bad problems such as heart disease, and then that could be the underlying cause of why you can't lose weight, why you're obese, why you're inactive, why you don't want to do anything as far as working out and doing those kind of things to help yourself. It causes fatigue within the body. It causes chronic pain within joints. It causes a lot of disorders that we commonly hear about, but we don't understand what caused them to begin with and where they came from, because we're led to believe it's due to something that we needed to address with a medication or some other form of quick fix, so to speak. So when we look at these things, we want to start the healing process. That's what we want to focus on, is the healing process. And what we do with our programs is we go in and we start to get the healing process going in the right direction. The biggest thing we want to do definitely is get the inflammation out of the body. And inflammation is the underlying cause for a lot of these problems that we're seeing. So we address that as far as what we want to go through. We want to restore your proper nutrition, because definitely that's what we want to teach you how to do that. And there's a lot of gurus out there right now saying that they know what the proper nutrition is. But, and some of them may be right on their approach. And I'm not saying that I know all and have every answer for you, but I know that there's a lot of things out there that aren't really good for you. There's some things out there that will help you lose weight, don't get me wrong, but they're not doing it the right way, and it's not going to help you in the long run. So we want to cut out the yo-yo dieting and all that stuff that happens whenever you eat or lose weight the improper ways. The other thing we want to do is repair. We want to go in and repair your body, because after we're done, if you're on this mission to lose weight and get healthy, because you have to lose weight and help your heart and help your overall health within the body, we want to make sure that you're doing it the right way. So we want to make sure that you know exactly how to do each step to get to the right place. So we want to repair all those things so it doesn't come back. So once we get your weight off, we want to make sure your body's repaired so the weight stays off, and then the food works for you and not against you. That's the big key here. So when I look at this, and I look at all of the stuff involved, and I have such a short time to talk to you about all of this stuff, but I want to really just squeeze in this last little bit here and then open it up for questions for you. What I want to talk to you about is our program, what it involves. It's for people that have no weight to lose all the way up to over 100 pounds of weight to lose, because even at no weight, we want to clean up your system, because you might be having some of these symptoms. You might not be going to the bathroom the right way. You might have chronic diarrhea or constipation or those kind of things. That's not normal. So we want to clean that stuff up. We also have no prepackaged food. Prepackaged food is going to get you to your goal in some cases, but it's not going to teach you how to stay at your goal. We need you to eat fresh foods from the grocery store, because that's what you're going to be doing the rest of your life. So we're going to teach you how to do that. We don't have any drugs or surgeries. Those things are a quick fix that don't correct the underlying problems. That's just a quick fix. It's going to create even bigger problems. And then many times we can see death as a result of that too. So we don't want to do that. Our programs, a lot of times I get this question: how much do it cost? Our lowest one is $45. That's how you can get started, but they go up. It depends on you, and it depends on your situation and your goals. What we can do is customize. All the programs are customized, so I need to know more information about you so I can customize this program and make sure that it works the best for you and you get the most out of it and we get you back to health. Okay? Best thing to do is to contact my office. And schedule a consultation. If you do that within the next 24 hours, we're going to give you a gift for coming in for a consultation. So that's one of the things I want to look at. And then we can also, you can go to our website, you can schedule your own appointment, you can do all those things. But I'm going to open it up right now. If you have any questions, you can just ask me a question, just type it in, and I'll try and respond to you with your answers here. So there's no questions at this time. So what I'm going to do is keep talking and kind of go over some different things we have. The programs are customized because we're going to change some things and do some corrections along the way. We have different programs that will either go down to the cellular level and cleanse your whole body out all the way up through. But the one thing that we really pride ourselves on that separates us from any other program out there is our post program. What do you do when you get to your goal? Many people just drop you off and you don't know what to do. So we're going to stick with you and teach you what to do at that point. And as we go through that process, we're going to make sure that you're confident that you know exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it so that you can succeed at keeping the weight off and changing your lifestyle, because that's what this is about. This is not your average everyday diet program. We want to change your lifestyle, give you a start on a healthy new life, and then build off of that. Couple things about me. One, I'm a certified trainer, unconventional trainer, so I'm going to teach you some exercises along the way too that you can get the most out of your workouts. So that's going to be something we teach you along the way. We also have a cookbook that we're working on right now. We're hoping to have out here in a short period of time, and we want to also give you some ideas and different things along the way to kind of help you choose the right foods and when to choose the right foods and do the different things. So I have all this information that we give you along the way, and I'm very passionate about it, very excited about it. So I talk extremely fast when I'm passionate about something, so you might have noticed that today. But there's so much stuff to go over, and I know your time is important to you, and it's important to us too as well. So you will not waste your time coming in and doing a consultation with us. We're going to make sure that you leave with some knowledge that day that you can change your life at that moment. And if you sign up for one of our programs, you're definitely going to change your life. And that's the big thing for us to do. We want to do that. So once again, we want to talk to you about we had a question here, I'm sorry. Well, how do you eat to keep the weight off? One of the things we really approach is teaching you foods that are non-inflammatory for your body. We find those foods that are non-inflammatory. They're going to be organic, healthy foods. In most cases, it doesn't always have to be that way. But we're going to find those foods and find what inflames your body and inflames your systems so that we can correct those issues as we go through this. It depends on where you're at, what's going on with your body, but we're going to really put in some fresh foods that are going to really be alkaline to your system and kind of change your system from the inside out and be healthier for your digestive system. So once again, it works for you and not against you. So in closing, what I want to say once again, all you have to do is either call the office. You can go to my website even, and that you're on right now. You can schedule an appointment with me and a consultation with me. You can go onto our Facebook page and message me at any time. We get those messages as well. Email me. We could do phone consultations as well as in-office consultations. So if you're not in the area, we do this with people outside of this area in other states all across the country. So what I want to do is just make sure you understand you can do that. Our website is drjaysweightloss.com, and our email address is drjaysweightloss@gmail.com. And our cell phone, or our office phone number, I should say, is 717-521-7922. All right. Well, thanks again. I appreciate your time. I really enjoyed this, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.